Unearthing History. Dive into the unforgettable journey of my World War II artifact discovery from a simple garage sale. You won't believe what I found inside. Hey everyone, welcome back to Historical Combat HQ. Today's video is going to be something really special. So I was out exploring garage sales last weekend, as I often do, and stumbled upon a hidden gem, a box of World War II artifacts. Now, as a history enthusiast, you can imagine my excitement. Join me as we dive into this treasure trove of historical items and uncover the incredible stories they hold. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. All right, so here's the thing. Diving into a box of World War II artifacts might sound like a dream come true for any history buff, but it comes with its own set of challenges. First off, identifying and understanding the historical significance of each item can be a real puzzle. You see, many of these artifacts don't come with labels or explanations, so you're left with this mix of excitement and confusion as you sift through the items, trying to piece together their stories. I mean, imagine holding a rusty old compass or a faded photograph. You know they're connected to something bigger, something monumental. But figuring out exactly what that is can be like trying to solve a mystery. And trust me, there were moments when I found myself scratching my head, wondering what each item's role was in the grand theater of World War II. But hey, that's part of the thrill, right? The challenge of unraveling history, one artifact at a time. And let me tell you, the journey we're about to embark on together is nothing short of fascinating. So, buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive deep into the past. All right, let's get into it. First up, we have this battered canteen. Now, at first glance, it might seem like just another piece of army gear, but upon closer inspection, I noticed some faint markings etched into the metal. Turns out this canteen belonged to a soldier from the 101st Airborne Division who fought in the Battle of Normandy. Imagine the stories this canteen could tell, the thirst it quenched amidst the chaos of war. Next, we have this intriguing bundle of letters tied together with a faded ribbon. As I carefully unfolded each one, I discovered they were love letters exchanged between a soldier deployed overseas and his sweetheart back home. It's these intimate glimpses into the personal lives of those who served that truly bring history to life. And check this out. A pocket-sized field guide on identifying enemy aircraft. It's incredible to think that soldiers carried this with them, relying on its diagrams and descriptions to distinguish friend from foe amidst the roar of the skies. But perhaps the most poignant find of all is this tattered photograph of a group of soldiers huddled together, smiling for the camera. It's a stark reminder that behind every artifact lies a human story, a sacrifice made in the name of freedom. Each artifact we uncover adds another layer to the tapestry of World War II history, offering insights into the experiences of those who lived through it. And as we continue our exploration, I can't help but marvel at the resilience and courage of the men and women who came before us. All right, folks, get ready, because we've saved the best for last. Among all the incredible artifacts we've uncovered today, there's one that stands out above the rest. And let me tell you, when I stumbled upon this, my jaw practically hit the floor. I present to you, drumroll please, an authentic World War II soldier's journal. Now, this isn't just any journal. It belonged to a young soldier who served on the front lines, chronicling his experiences, fears, and hopes as he navigated the chaos of war. As I carefully turned the pages, I was transported back in time, witnessing history unfold through the eyes of someone who lived it. From the camaraderie shared among comrades to the heart-wrenching realities of battle, every word penned in this journal tells a story. But what makes this artifact truly remarkable is its rarity. Authentic World War II journals are incredibly hard to come by, making this discovery a treasure beyond compare. And as I hold it in my hands, I can't help but feel humbled by the opportunity to preserve and share the legacy of those who came before us. This journal is more than just a piece of history. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of freedom. And as we reflect on its pages, let us never forget the bravery and valor of those who fought for a better world. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the World War II artifacts we've uncovered today? Do you have any stories or family connections to share? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this journey through history, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our next adventure. Plus, if there are any other historical exploration videos you'd like to see on Historical Combat HQ, drop your suggestions in the comments as well. Thank you all for joining me on this incredible journey, and until next time, keep exploring and never stop uncovering the secrets of the past. This is Historical Combat HQ, signing off. During World War II, the B-17 Flying Fortress, a formidable American bomber plane, earned a reputation as one of the most iconic and resilient aircraft of its time. Renowned for its ability to withstand heavy enemy fire and bring its crew safely home, the B-17 played a crucial role in Allied bombing campaigns against Nazi Germany and other Axis powers. Equipped with a robust defensive armament system, including multiple machine guns strategically positioned around the aircraft, the B-17 was designed to fend off enemy fighters during bombing missions. Its legendary toughness earned it the nickname Flying Fortress, as it could sustain extensive damage and still remain airborne. One of the most famous examples of the B-17's durability occurred during the Schweinfurt-Regensburg mission on August 17, 1943. Despite encountering fierce opposition from German fighter planes and anti-aircraft fire, a formation of B-17s pressed on to strike vital industrial targets deep within enemy territory. Despite sustaining heavy casualties, the B-17s successfully completed their mission, demonstrating the aircraft's resilience and the courage of its crews. The B-17's contributions to the war effort were not only limited to its combat capabilities, but also extended to its role in strategic bombing campaigns aimed at crippling enemy infrastructure and morale. Flying long-range missions deep into enemy territory, B-17 crews faced harrowing conditions and relentless enemy attacks. Yet they persevered in their mission to strike decisive blows against the Axis powers. After the war, the B-17 continued to serve in various roles, including reconnaissance, search and rescue, and even civilian use. Today, a few well-maintained B-17s remain in flying condition, serving as living tributes to the bravery and sacrifice of the men who flew them during World War II.
Imagine standing on the deck of a colossal battleship, the salty breeze in your face, the distant rumble of artillery in your ears. Welcome to the Battle of Leyte Gulf, the greatest naval confrontation of World War II. The year was 1944, and the world was in the throes of the most devastating conflict in history, World War II. The Pacific Theater was a cauldron of tension, strategy, and relentless combat. The Allied forces, led by the United States, were pushing hard to reclaim territories occupied by Japan. Sensing the impending threat to their empire, the Japanese prepared for a decisive clash. This led to the Battle of Leyte Gulf, a confrontation that would become legendary in the annals of naval warfare. On October 23, 1944, the waters near the Philippines began to churn with activity. The Japanese Navy, in a desperate bid to halt the Allied advance, launched a complex, multi-pronged attack aimed at decimating the American fleet and destroying the forces supporting General MacArthur's invasion of Leyte. The stage was set for a confrontation involving over 200,000 naval personnel and nearly 300 ships. The battle commenced with a series of engagements spread over 4 days. The Japanese executed their plan precisely, dividing their fleet into several groups to confuse and overwhelm the Allies. However, the Americans, equipped with superior technology and intelligence, were ready. The U.S. Navy's 3rd and 7th fleets, commanded by Admiral Halsey and Admiral Kincaid, responded with fierce determination. The climax of the Battle of Leyte Gulf occurred on October the 25th, 1944, when the main Japanese force, the Center Force, under Admiral Kurita, engaged the American 7th Fleet's escort carriers and destroyers in the Battle of Samar. Despite being outgunned and outnumbered, the small U.S. task unit, known as Taffy 3, fought valiantly. Destroyers and destroyer escorts charged at the Japanese battleships and cruisers, laying down smoke screens and launching torpedoes in a desperate bid to protect their carriers. One destroyer, the USS Johnston, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Ernest E. Evans, epitomized this bravery. Evans led his ship into the heart of the Japanese formation, striking blow after blow until the Johnston was ultimately overwhelmed. His heroic actions exemplified the courage and tenacity of the Allied forces. The ferocity and unexpected resistance from Taffy 3 caused confusion and hesitation among the Japanese commanders. Believing they had encountered a much larger force, Admiral Kurita decided to withdraw his ships. This marked the turning point of the battle. The remaining Japanese naval forces were decimated by relentless American air and naval attacks. The Battle of Leyte Gulf ended in a decisive victory for the Allied forces. It effectively destroyed the Japanese Navy's ability to conduct large-scale carrier actions and secured the Philippines, paving the way for the eventual Allied victory in the Pacific. The bravery and strategic acumen displayed during the battle became a testament to the determination of the Allied forces and a significant chapter in naval history. Join us on Historical Combat HQ as we dive deeper into the strategies, personal stories, and heroic deeds that define the Battle of Leyte Gulf. Subscribe to our channel for more detailed analyses and stories from the greatest battles in history. Let's keep the legacy of these brave men and women alive by learning from their courage and sacrifice. Hit the like button, share this story with fellow history enthusiasts, and let us know in the comments which battle you'd like us to explore next.
In the heart of World War II, a B-29 bomber soared high above the clouds, its engines roaring with determination. Guided by a brave crew, it embarked on a perilous mission to strike fear into the heart of the enemy by raining firebombs upon a German town. Navigating through enemy flak and fighter planes, the crew targeted their destination with precision. With a deafening roar, they unleashed hellfire upon the unsuspecting town, engulfing it in flames that illuminated the night sky. Amidst the chaos, civilians rallied together to aid the wounded, showcasing the resilience of the human spirit in the face of destruction. As the B-29 made its triumphant return home, the crew celebrated their successful mission, knowing that their actions had changed the course of history. This is the story of courage and sacrifice, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dared to fly into the heart of darkness. In the dense forests of the Ardennes, during the bitter winter of 1944, a young American soldier named Sergeant Jack McKinley found himself perched atop a crumbling stone wall. The Battle of the Bulge raged around him as the Germans launched a desperate offensive against Allied forces. McKinley, a skilled marksman from Texas, was assigned as a sniper to provide cover for his comrades as they advanced through the treacherous terrain. Despite the biting cold and the constant threat of enemy fire, McKinley remained focused, scanning the horizon through his scope. One frigid morning, as the mist hung low over the snow-covered landscape, McKinley spotted movement in the distance. Through the haze, he could make out the silhouette of a German officer directing his troops. Knowing that this officer posed a significant threat to the advancing Allied forces, McKinley aimed. With his heart pounding in his chest, McKinley controlled his breathing, steadied his rifle, and calculated the distance. It was a shot unlike any he had ever attempted before, a distance that seemed almost unfathomable. But McKinley trusted in his training and his skill. Time seemed to stand still as McKinley squeezed the trigger. The crack of his rifle shattered the silence of the forest as the bullet sliced through the air with deadly precision. For agonizing moments, McKinley held his breath, watching as the bullet soared toward its target. Then, with a sense of disbelief, McKinley saw the German officer slump to the ground, struck down by his shot from over 1,000 yards away. It was a feat of marksmanship that would go down in history as one of the longest sniper shots of World War II. McKinley's remarkable shot turned the tide of the battle, disrupting the enemy's command structure and allowing Allied forces to gain the upper hand. Though he never sought recognition for his actions, McKinley's bravery and skill earned him the respect and admiration of his fellow soldiers. Years later, long after the guns had fallen silent and the echoes of war had faded, McKinley would reflect on that fateful day in the Ardennes. For him, it was a moment of clarity amidst the chaos of combat, a testament to the courage and sacrifice of those who served alongside him. And though the memory of war would always linger, McKinley took solace in knowing that his shot had helped to bring about a brighter future for generations to come.
On D-Day, 4,414 Allied soldiers gave their lives to free Europe from Nazi rule. A veteran once said, "You were scared to death, but you did what you had to do." Let's learn about the brave people who changed history. Welcome to Historical Combat HQ. Today, we are talking about the D-Day veterans. These are the brave soldiers who fought on June 6, 1944, during World War II. They helped win the war and gave us our freedom. Their stories are very important because they show how courage and hard work can change the world. World War II started in 1939 and lasted until 1945. It was a big war that involved many countries. By 1944, the Allies, countries like the United States, Britain, and Canada, knew they had to do something big to stop the Nazis who had taken over much of Europe. They planned a huge attack called Operation Overlord. This attack would start on the beaches of Normandy, France. The day the attack happened is called D-Day. The Allies prepared for a long time. They practiced the landings and gathered a lot of soldiers, ships, and airplanes. They needed everything to be perfect because the Nazis had strong defenses on the beaches. On June 6, 1944, early in the morning, thousands of soldiers landed on 5 beaches named Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Imagine being a young soldier on D-Day. You're on a boat heading towards the beach. You hear loud noises from bombs and guns. The boat stops, and you run out into the water, trying to get to the beach while bullets fly around you. One veteran, John Steele, was a paratrooper. He jumped out of an airplane with a parachute but got stuck on a church steeple in a town called Sainte-Mère-Église. He hung there for hours, pretending to be dead so the enemy soldiers wouldn't shoot him. Eventually, he was rescued by his fellow soldiers. Another veteran, Bill Millen, was a bagpiper. He played his bagpipes on Sword Beach to encourage the other soldiers. Even though it was very dangerous, his music helped keep their spirits up. These are just a few stories. There were thousands of soldiers, each with their own story of bravery and fear. They all worked together to fight the Nazis and free France. The soldiers faced many challenges on D-Day. The weather was bad, with rough seas and strong winds making it hard to land on the beaches. The Nazis had put up many obstacles like metal spikes and mines to stop the soldiers. The enemy soldiers were ready and waiting, shooting at the Allied troops as they tried to come ashore. The soldiers had to carry heavy equipment while running through water and sand. Many saw their friends get hurt or killed, which was very sad and scary, but they had to keep going to complete their mission. The fighting was tough, and the beaches were filled with smoke, noise, and confusion. The soldiers also had to deal with their own fear. They were far from home, in a strange place, fighting against a strong enemy. But they kept going because they knew how important their mission was. Even with all these challenges, the Allied soldiers succeeded. They fought bravely and took control of the beaches. This was a big victory because it allowed more Allied soldiers and supplies to come into France. Slowly, the Allies pushed the Nazis back and freed more and more of Europe. The success of D-Day was a turning point in the war. It showed that the Allies could defeat the Nazis, and it gave hope to people living under Nazi control. Eventually, this led to the end of World War II in Europe, with the Nazis surrendering less than a year later. The D-Day veterans showed incredible bravery and sacrifice. Their actions on June 6, 1944, changed the course of history. Because of them, we have our freedom today. Their stories remind us of the importance of courage, teamwork, and never giving up. Thank you for watching Historical Combat HQ. If you want to learn more about World War II and the D-Day veterans, check out some documentaries or books about this important time in history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about brave people who made a difference in the world.
Did you know that the Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen, was one of the most feared pilots of World War I? With over 80 confirmed aerial victories, discover the secrets behind his legendary tactics that revolutionized aerial warfare. Welcome to Historical Combat HQ. In this video, we're exploring the life and strategies of the legendary Red Baron, a German fighter pilot who became an icon of the skies during WW2. Let's dive into how his innovative tactics made him a formidable force in aerial combat. Aerial combat in World War I was an incredibly dangerous and challenging endeavor. Pilots had to contend with primitive aircraft, unreliable engines, and limited instrumentation. The flimsy planes, made of wood and canvas, were vulnerable to enemy fire and mechanical failures. Navigating these early aircraft required immense skill and bravery, as pilots had to perform intricate maneuvers while avoiding deadly enemy attacks. Every mission was a high-stakes test of nerves and precision. Manfred von Richthofen, known as the Red Baron, was not only a skilled pilot, but also a brilliant strategist. He flew the Fokker Dr. Waring triplane, a maneuverable aircraft that became synonymous with his name. Richthofen's tactics were ahead of his time. He mastered the boom and zoom technique, diving from high altitudes with the sun behind him to blind his enemies before striking. He also introduced the circus's formation, a tactic where his squadron would fly in a large, coordinated group, overwhelming opponents with their numbers and synchronized attacks. These strategies allowed the Red Baron to dominate the skies, making him the most successful ace of one. The defining moment of the Red Baron's career came during a fierce dogfight in 1917. Utilizing his superior tactics, Richthofen engaged multiple enemy planes simultaneously. By exploiting the sun's position and executing precise maneuvers, he managed to outfly and outgun his adversaries, securing several kills in a single battle. This display of aerial prowess cemented his reputation as a master tactician and a feared opponent in the skies. The Red Baron's innovative tactics not only earned him 80 confirmed kills, but also left a lasting legacy in aerial warfare. His strategic use of altitude, surprise, and coordinated squadron tactics influenced both his contemporaries and future generations of pilots. The Red Baron's legacy continues to inspire modern aviation strategies, proving the enduring impact of his contributions to aerial combat. If you're fascinated by the history of aerial warfare and want to learn more about legendary combat tactics, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Historical Combat HQ, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.